Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 episode 11. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the ladies are on the way back to the house. Marlo is giving them the itinerary for the next couple of days, right? So they pan over to Sheree and Candy. They're back in the house and they're talking about keeping her door closed and locked because it's bears outside. And Candy was like, what? Say what now? She was like, yeah, girl, it's some bears outside, honey. You better make sure you lock your door. So then Candy was like, well, I hope Kenya gonna be all right over there in that house with Yogi Bear. I think she gonna be fine, child. So then Marlo gives them a PSA. She was like, listen, if Kenya don't come in the morning, then she can't hang with us because that's just not cool. But why though, Marlo? Y'all don't even like each other. Girl, I ain't got no time for this. Moving forward. So the next morning is here and the ladies are calling home. Drew is talking to Ralph about Fatum possibly coming. Listen, I don't want to see Fatum. And I have made that abundantly clear throughout all my reviews. And I don't want to see Fatum. Her energy is just, it gives me, I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't like her energy. So Kenya comes. So she comes running in looking for everybody. She's like, where is everyone? She looking all around and whatnot. Baby, Kenya love to make an entrance. Kenya, why are you coming in here running around looking for everybody? So she comes into Drew's room, right? And she was like, girl, what you in here talking about? What you and Ralph was talking about? Baby, Kenya coming in with the song and dance, honey, acting like she the life of the party. And that is pissing Marlo off. Do y'all hear me? Pissing her off. I feel like Kenya was kind of putting a little stank on it though. I mean, I could tell she was kind of trolling Marlo at this point. Because it was like, baby, I am going to let you see that I am having a ball. Because she knows that gets under Marlo's skin. Child, she looking around the house and Marlo was trying to speak to her, right? Dust. When I say she paid Marlo dust, it was as if she didn't even hear her speaking. So then Marlo was like, so Kenya, can you come speak to me, when you can? Still no response. Ma'am. Now I got to call a spade a spade. You cannot come in and not speak. You at least just acknowledge the host, even though this is production's whole shindig. But just be like, hey, girl, and move on, honey. So she's upstairs, Marlo that is, calling her manager, Ty, and she's telling her what's going on with Kenya. Meanwhile, she's downstairs talking to Sonya. Now, this is the part that tripped me out. So Sonya's like, well, I mean, she has something to give you. And Kenya said, okay, I'm not in a rush to get nothing from her. I know that's right. She was like, no, but it's really nice. I think you're really going to like it. Sonya, fall back. Okay, ain't nobody finna run up behind Marlo just because she want to hand her a candle. Girl gone. So Kenya was like, no, I'm good. It can wait. So in Sonya's confessional, she was like, I just don't feel like Kenya should be here because Marlo is going through a lot and she should be here for her. Girl, shut up. You have to begin at the beginning. Okay, Marlo has treated Kenya like a dog. Do you hear me? A dog. You don't even know their history to be saying that. Like, you don't even know the half of it. You must not be well versed in Atlanta Housewives. I can tell. Because if you were, then you would know that this is return served energy. Okay, now I'm not saying two wrongs make a right. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, it's not like Kenya just woke up one day and decided to be mean to Marlo. That's not how this is going. Moving forward. So Kenya is talking to Sonya and she's like, look, I don't know what kind of demons are in those gifts, girl. I don't want that. So Sonya goes, well, I mean, she says that she admires you and I think she's telling the truth. Like, I feel like she just got a hard shell and when you don't give her attention, then she's like, rawr. Kenya said, okay, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying nothing she's selling. And what else is going on? Shout out to Cynthia Bailey. So Kenya goes, it's not just me though. Like, she even does that to her own nephews. So she said, what, girl, what? Now, Sonya, you already know what happened, okay? She sat you and Sheree down at that furniture store, honey, yes, I said store, and told y'all that she had put those nephews on the outside. She's like, girl, yeah, I mean, she kicked them out because she was having a hard time. And Sonya says, well, she didn't know that she was going to be a long-term mother. She trying to rationalize Marlo's decision. But this is my thing. Marlo knows how it feels to be shuffled around. So why would you do that to them? Now, I tried to look at things from a different perspective because people were saying, and this, this was food for thought. People were saying, well, I mean, would you rather her go off on them and then something happen? Because then we always see things like this happen. And then people are like, well, why didn't she give the kids up? Or why didn't she send them to her mom's house? And I can see your point in that. I really can. But this seems selfish on Marlo's part. This doesn't seem like I'm about to bite their heads off, so let me send them away. This seems like, I'm not able to shop like I need to shop. I'm not able to get into it as I want to get into it. So therefore, and thus and such, y'all got to go. Moving forward. So then Kenya starts talking about how she ran away when her grandmother tried to send her back because she wanted to get to know her mom's side, right? So they sent her over there with the grandmother, and the grandmother was like, no, you got to go. So she said they put her on the van. She was crying and all that, honey. Then she stopped, dropped, and rolled, ran up out the van and ran away. She was like, girl, they couldn't find me for weeks. I went to live with my ex-boyfriend. Girl, not in high school living with the ex-boyfriend. How old was said boyfriend? And where his mama and them was? Like, not you went to go live with your ex-boyfriend. Girl. So she said, I know what it feels like because I was that child and I was thinking like, why are you giving me up? Like, why are you giving up on me? I don't understand that. And I just cannot imagine that. And I'm sure that makes you feel thrown away. It makes you feel worthless. So, I understand why Kenya feels the way that she does. And it's really sad that these two are at odds because that could be something Marlo needs to hear. Like somebody that's gone through something like that, which is Kenya, she could probably give her another perspective. Yes, you need space. Yes, you need time. Yes, you feel overwhelmed. But at the end of it all, the children are going to be traumatized. So, if they were cool, then she could have kind of told Marlo that. But since they not, then, child, you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. They both had similar upbringings. And they could have been a great friend pair. Like, they really could have been good together. But you know what I'm starting to notice? Them towels can't really get along well. Okay, it's always something going on with them towels. Them smalls, they lower to the ground, honey, more level-headed, pun intended. But them towels, every time they get together, the heifers hate Kenya. Child, it's a whole fool. So Sonya goes, well, they're with her sister. Kenya was like, so? Why? Because it was tough for her? Girl, she don't give a about me because she don't even care about her own nephews like that. Sonya just need to stay out of it. Girl, just be quiet, honey. Lean back. Ooh. In the next scene, Candy and Monietta, they're upstairs getting glam. Sonya goes to the kitchen to be messy and she sees Sheree. And she was like, have you seen Kenya? She was like, no, girl, Kenya here? She's like, yeah, she dropped in a few minutes ago. But she did drop a lot on me. And she was like, what? Like what? She was like, girl, let's just go talk to Marlo. And baby, Sheree was trying to get to that bacon, honey. She don't want to talk to no Marlo right now. Y'all know Sheree can eat, honey. If she don't do nothing else, she gonna get some food. That's how her and Candy got cool, child. They gonna eat if they don't do nothing else. So they get in her room, right? And Sonya's like, well, I feel like we're here for you. And every time I talk to Kenya, she just keeps saying that she's here for us. And I feel like, no, you should be here for you. Now, why did Sonya think now was the right time to talk about this? Why? When you already knew it was going to get Marlo riled up. Why would you bring this up? So they're asking Sonya, as the production team in the confessional, what's the difference between bone carrying and being messy? And she was like, oh, well, I feel like when you're a bone carrier, you just come to bring the tea. But when, you're trying to help them and you're trying to make things better, that's not bone carrying. Ma'am, I don't even see it as bone collecting, quite frankly. I just see it as flat out being messy. And that's what I give it, honey. Flat out messy boots. It ain't got nothing to do with collecting and toting no bones, period. There's no reason for you to run that back when there's already tension between the two of them. And Kenya's stuck in the house and her car ain't got no charge on it. Child, that Tesla ain't got no charge on it. And now you stirring up mess knowing how Marlo like to act. And a little bit later on in the episode, Marlo was like, y'all better stop acting like I get aggressive. Marlo, just 2 episodes ago, you were trying to clank wine over this woman's head because she didn't want to toast you. So, you're a little bit unstable. So, as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't trust nothing about you. But that's just me. Moving forward. So then she tells Marlo, and yeah, she had some strong opinions about your nephew. Marlo was like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be bad. Okay, this is going to be bad. Why is it gonna be bad, Marlo? You sat home, mama don't want her. And you sat there and said that in her face, and she sat there and she took it. She didn't say anything about the boys. What she was saying was about you and how it's gonna make the boys feel. She never said anything derogatory about your nephews. So then Sonya relays that Kenya was just giving her own life experiences as it pertains to, being tossed away, right? So Marlo wants to know who told Kenya about her nephews. And Sheree, she actually copped to it and whatnot. Child, I was surprised. So Sonya tells her how Kenya felt about her not parenting. So then Marlo gonna say, I just don't want the bad energy. So Sheree was like, well, I feel like Kenya brought the bad energy because, it is Marlo's trip. My thing to the both of them is, why invite her if you don't like her? And why come if you don't like her? But at the end of the day, honey, we all know this is just a show and production is in charge of the girls. So we know they're going to have to be in each other's mix. And Sheree, hush with your fake self. Kenya was there when Lyrone left you and your chinchilla under that heat lamp on the street corner. Now all of a sudden, and Kenya brought the bad energy, then you gonna turn right around and go downstairs and scan and grin in Kenya's face. Sheree gets on my nerves. Sheree gets on my last nerves. So Marlo was like, well, you know what? She ain't getting on that bus if she don't talk to me. Okay? She gonna have to have a conversation with me in order to get on the bus. Child. And then she started doing this fake prayer with Sonya. Talking about, Lord, please don't let her say anything else about William and Michael. And please let her be an adult with her 60-year-old self. See this right here? This right here is exactly what they talking about. That kind of stuff right there. And also, girl, quit playing with G.O.D. Moving forward. So in the kitchen, Candy is telling Kenya what they're doing. And here comes these two, Sheree and Sonya. And Kenya reminds Sheree that she has a call at 4. Basically, Kenya hooked her up with the connect that she has in the fashion world. So she was like, are you taking the call? She was like, yeah, I am. So she said, okay, well, do you have your notebook? Are you going to take notes? And Sheree was like, I am 1000% into She by Sheree. Listen to me. Sheree play all day till these cameras go down. She ain't doing nothing with that clothing line. And quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing it. Sheree is the one housewife that has lasted 14 years talking about the same underdeveloped line of clothing. And I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Okay, not nothing. How is Sheree able to get away with that? Like, it just don't make no sense. Allegedly, she hanging out with Hotel Holt, and honey, that makes sense because neither one of them got no follow through. So, child, they might make a good couple. Child, this is a whole fool. So Kenya goes, well, just stop talking about it and do it. Here goes Sheree. Yeah, that's why I'm not saying much. I'm sure it is. So then Candy drops a few gems to help with the business side of things, and she just basically, giving Sheree a few tips. You know what's so funny to me though, y'all? It is so funny that her and Marlo called both Kenya and Candy hoes. And those are the two offering advice to help better Sheree's business. Isn't that ironic? Child, I wouldn't touch Sheree with a 10-foot pole, honey. That heifer can come nowhere near me. Moving forward. So Candy is basically telling her it makes no sense that you have no business yet, especially with, your reality celebrity. Girl, you could be sold out with just a few items that you put up. And not them who gonna check me boo t-shirts, girl. Not them. So as soon as Kenya saw Marlo coming, honey, she took off. I said, Kenya, slow down. Oh, honey, slow down, low down. Baby, Kenya, I need to go. Is my car still out there? Ma'am, you have no charge on said car. Your car is still in the driveway. Child, that was funny to me because when Kenya first got there, she already had told Sonya she had to stay at the house because she can't find a charge for her Tesla. Then as soon as she saw Marlo, here she go talking about, is my car outside? Kenya, you know that car out there, girl. So Marlo comes into the kitchen to tell them that they're going to be going gym minding. And girl say, what now? Candy said, what is gym minding? Honey, I know that's right. She meant gym mining. So then she give a little example or a little explanation about what gem mining is, child, finding rubies and amethysts or whatever it is she was talking about. So while they're getting today's gem mining lesson, Fatum, with her stalker behind, she shows up. Listen to me, production. Okay, I'm speaking directly to you. I am not here for Fatum coming to bother Drew for no reason. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Drew has not bothered nobody this season. Okay, so I don't want to see Fatum. Child, she gets on my nerves. So they're about to get on the sprinter, right? So then Principal Marlo is like, Kenya, stay back. I need to talk to you for a minute before you get on the bus. Child, Marlo sounds like a school administrator, honey, and Kenya is the bad student that's in trouble and didn't get her permission slip signed. Kenya, fall back, okay? And so Kenya wasn't saying nothing. So Marlo goes, Kenya, did you hear me? Kenya said, yeah, we'll figure it out. So of course, Kenya is ignoring her. She's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. Okay, so this is the thing. At this point, we all know how these trips work. This is a production trip. But at some point, y'all are going to have to talk to each other. Honey, just appease the heifer with a conversation and then ignore her. That's what I would have done. Honey, I would have been just as fake. Yeah, okay, Just like that conversation you had with Portia when y'all went to Anguilla and y'all got the fussing and you were gone with the wind fabulous. And then a little bit later, before y'all got on that bus to go to the next activity, you and Portia fake apologize to each other. Honey, just do that and go on about your business. She's like, figure it out. Well, you can figure it out and get on the road to lead. That's what you can do. Marlo. Again, production is control of these trips, not you. Your name's just on it, okay? It's like someone else doing your homework and you slapping your name on it. This trip is not really your trip. So Candy's like, it's too early for all this. Don't do it now. Let's eat. Baby Candy says it's too early. Oh, honey. When I tell you I hollered when Candy said that, Candy said, it's too early for that. Y'all don't do it right now, honey. I know that's right. So Marlo is chasing behind Kenya. Kenya starts saying, get her off me. Get her off me. And Marlo is like, girl, you look crazy as a black queen. Like, what are you talking about? Marlo, please drop the black queen and the black. Like, if she was a black queen, then y'all would treat each other as such. So I don't want to keep hearing that. It's getting on my nerves. So Candy is trying to figure out why Kenya is purposely poking at Marlo when she doesn't like it done to her. That's a good point. But I really just feel like Kenya has gotten to the point where she just does not want to be bothered with Marlo anymore. Like, I don't know how that's going to work, but it's almost giving me when her and Portia were at odds. But child, no, because then she at least gave Portia a hello, honey. She don't even want to have nothing to do with Marlo. Do you hear me? So Kenya basically was like, listen, if she speaks to me with respect, then I will listen to her. So Marlo gets pissed and she's like, you know what? That's some bullshit. You know what, Kenya? You have a safe trip back. Kenya, don't speak directly to me. You have a safe trip back. You have. I'm like, oh, child, please, honey. She getting a stuttering. Kenya is like, please do not speak directly to me, honey. Oh, child, this was just a whole fool. So as they go outside, Marlo was like, you better not ever speak on Michael and William. No one will ever take me away from them. Well, baby, Kenya said, oh, yeah, because you gave them away. Well, baby, what'd she say that for? Now, listen, let's not speak on the innocent babies, okay, because they're going to see this. And I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for just a moment. I didn't like it when Marlo spoke about her mama not wanting her, and I don't like Kenya saying anything in reference to her giving those kids away because it's going to make them feel away when they're friends and when they're moms and when they watch it. Did Marlo start this? Absolutely. Do I feel like Kenya needs to go as low as Marlo did? Absolutely not. I just don't like that. Like, I don't like for her to say out loud, you gave them away, because I'm sure they're already feeling like that. So, child, oh, honey, it was just a mess. So then Marlo started saying she gonna post Kenya's deflated booty on Instagram later on tonight. And I was like, girl, what? You're gonna have to get some new material, honey. And you're gonna have to enroll in that Reed School Phaedron was putting on a few seasons back. So Marlo was telling Kenya to go. Meanwhile, Kenya is trying to figure out which car she gonna get in. Baby, Kenya don't care nothing about what Marlo is talking about. So they get out in the driveway and Kenya starts getting in the car. And Marlo was like, no. Are y'all going with her? Oh, okay, so y'all leaving with her? So now Sheree is trying to get Kenya to calm down, and Marlo won't move because she's like, if Kenya is going, then I'm not going. 30 minutes later in the driveway, that's exactly what happened on the show. Okay, listen to me. Ain't no way I could be sitting around playing with these heifers for 30 whole minutes. I don't like being outside just waiting around like that. I could have been eating, I could have been sleeping, I could have been doing anything. If the two of you are at a stalemate, then why don't we just go back inside, honey, and I could take a nap? Like, y'all would never be able to play with my time like that. 1 hour in the driveway later, honey, because the heifer still ain't moved. Sheree is trying to talk to Kenya, and she's like, girl, she just don't feel like you acknowledged her when you walked in. And Kenya was like, I said hi. Flashback to Kenya completely twirling away when Marlo said hello. They crazy. So Candy's like over there talking to Marlo. So what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? Like, she can't be in the house? Like, what are you saying? So Marlo trying to explain it to Candy, child. And she's like, well, that's not fair to us. So Sonya is over there and she's like, well, why don't you just talk to her, even if y'all just stand far apart from each other, just so we can go? And Kenya said, girl, you think I'm gonna talk to her after she said that to me? Girl, please get out of my face. She's like, you had a problem with Drew talking to Sheree, but you don't see nothing wrong with how she was speaking to me? And I have to agree with that. It's like, girl, you don't see her acting a fool? So then she tells Kenya, I feel like you're dismissive of her, and I told you that. You want to know why she's dismissive of her, Sonya? You want to know why? Because every time she falls for the okie doke, Marlo does it again. Okay? Every time she lets her guard down, Marlo gut punches that ass yet again. So that's why she's dismissive of her. Girl, you ain't getting none of my time. You keep on treating me bad. So she said that she feels like, Kenya's dismissing her. And Kenya said she feels like Marlo treats her just like she was treated in her marriage. And she doesn't want that. And I can understand that. So in the confessional, Sonya was like, I just really feel what Marlo is going through right now, because Kenya dismissing me, that really hurt my feelings. And what's going on with her and Marlo is totally different than what happened between Sheree and Drew. No, it's not. Drew and Sheree got into it and Drew went in, so did Marlo, because she couldn't control Kenya's response to her. It's the same exact thing. Now run on back to the other car, ma'am, honey. Pass the baton on back to Marlo. Girl gone. Moving forward. Over on the sidelines, Monyetta and Candy, they are over it. 1 hour and 30 minutes in the driveway later. Ooh, child. Marlo still sitting there. Kenya still sitting there. So Marlo said, you know what? Let's just go. Whoever wants to go with me can go with me. I don't want my demons to be around Kenya, but Kenya cannot come with us. Okay? But if y'all want to get in this car and y'all want to go, then we can go. So Candy over there talking about Fatum and Drew don't like each other either. She feeling Monyetta in, right? So Drew is like, well, I want to go with you. I want to go. She was like, okay, we'll get in the car. Drew said, no, I don't want to be around that bit. Well, baby, what she say that for? So then Fatum starts piping up, don't try me. Don't you try me. And girl gone. So Drew goes, yeah, you came to be Sheree's lapdog. Roof, 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 roof. Child, she started barking and whatnot. Now, why would they think Drew would want to be around this woman that had a background check ran on her? Why? Why do y'all think that makes sense? Baby, Drew barking, giving very much pound puppy realness. It's giving Scrappy Doo. Y'all remember the little dog on Scooby-Doo, honey? Scrappy Doo. And Drew was giving very much Scrappy Doo. Do y'all hear me? So Sheree is like, Drew is blaming me. I didn't say her husband was gay. It doesn't matter. Okay, you brought this woman around. Who is she? You did bring her around to do your bidding. And you're not fooling me, Sheree. Because why did this lady just sprout up out of nowhere and have a vendetta against Drew? She don't know Drew. Y'all squashed y'all beef a long time ago. And Fatum is still at it. It's given unwarranted. It's given foolish. Girl, anyway. So Candy and Monyetta get tired of sitting around, so they decide to go by the lake to get some Instagram pictures. So they go to the back and they start jumping on the trampoline and whatnot, honey, trying to get pictures by the lake in the air. Marlo goes back in the house to her room because she's sulking because Kenya isn't willing to talk to her or willing to even acknowledge her for that matter. And she definitely ain't willing to bend. So Sheree and Sonya come in and they're like, come on, we're going with you, okay? It's your trip. Come on, let's just go. If you want to go, let's just go. So they go out to find the other heifers, and they over there getting their crisscross. Jump, jump. Honey, they getting their crisscross on, child. So they doing that, and they tell Marlo that she should jump. Because basically, Candy was like, they act like children, so maybe if they jump, then they'll be all right. So she waits till Kenya Moore hair care gets off, and she jumps, releases some endorphins, and now Kenya can come on the trip. Okay. I would be mad as hell. All that wasted time just for you two to go to your own separate corners. That's how it should have been to begin with. But see, Marlo thought she was going to punk Kenya into doing what she wanted her to do. And when that didn't work, she thought telling her she wasn't going to be able to participate would work. And when that didn't work, her jumping on the trampoline, all of a sudden now she's cool. She's like, yeah, I jumped up to Jesus and now I'm feeling better. And I'm like, come on, Marlo, come on. And you know, it's really just, when I really sit back and really look at it, she admires things about Kenya and she really wants to be her friend, but I don't think Marlo really knows how to be a friend. So I just don't know. It's like really crazy. So they get in the car and they on their way, child. Woo, finally. So they get to the gold mining place, right? I'm sorry, the gold minding place. And Marlo thanks Sonya for being there for her. She's like, I know that you like Kenya as well, but the fact that you know that you're here for me, I really appreciate that. You had my back even though you like Kenya. If we really want to be real, Sonya really added fuel to the fire, because her coming in there telling you that Kenya mentioned your nephews, that's what really got the party started. Like, let's just keep it real. Anyways, so they get to the inside of the place and Kenya hands the man his Trump sign. The way his face dropped, y'all, when that man got that sign that said Trump 2024, baby, that was a mess. Do y'all hear me? Honey, I would have been right back in that car. Ain't no way. It ain't no way. So they go out to try to mine or whatever they doing. Fatum is looking at Drew the whole time. I'm like, oh, she is so scary, girl. Why are you looking at that woman? So she goes and sits down there where Drew is, and Drew moves and she's like, sit down. Ma'am, you do not have the right to tell her where to sit. She does not want to be around you. You got such crazy energy. Like, ma'am, please go away. So they have to leave because Fatum is howling and whatnot. So they're saying bye to the man. And Marlo was like, we so sorry that we did this in your establishment. Girl, anyway, he's like, yeah, glad you had a good time. He didn't want y'all there no way. Honey, quiet as it's kept with that sign up, it was probably for the best that y'all didn't come. I would have instantly went back to that car. Do you hear me? It ain't no way that I would have stepped foot in anything or anywhere around that man. Honey, Well, not with that sign. Absolutely not. So when they get back, Marlo is sulking because Kenya got off the merry-go-round, honey, and Kenya ain't giving in. And Sheree is like, so what's going on? Marlo was like, girl, I'm just packing. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm just ready to go back. This just was not a good idea. You know, the energy was so good before Kenya got here. Then she got here, and I'm just ready to go. So Sheree was like, so you gonna punish all of us just for Kenya? So Marlo was like, well, this was the worst decision. I mean, it was just great before she came. So Sheree was like, listen, in her confessional, if I ain't effing with a B, she ain't coming on my trip. Well, honey, we know that because we know you left Nene off that guest list season 1 trying to act like you didn't. Tell me, oh, I had no idea. Girl, to this day, I know you left Nene off that guest list season 1 and you ain't fooling me. And this right here just proved it. Moving forward. So then Marlo calls a house meeting and tells the ladies, you know, that she feels worse than when she got there. She was like, this is not fun. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to get drunk. I wanted to dance. Like, this is not it. So Fatum is like, you know what? I just want to apologize to you. I should not have let her get to me. And she was like, but Drew just gets to me. Ma'am, you don't even know her. So Drew is like, girl, bye. Sheree, get your lap dog. So Sheree was like, I don't have lap dogs. I have friends. Girl, whatever. Baby, Drew pulls out a dog bone and throws it at Fatum. Drew, you and all these props, honey. Drew, not you brought this bone straight from the A. Girl, oh my goodness, child. See, Drew, this is when the people call you a cornball. Like, that didn't give what you thought it gave. Like, I know you don't like Fatum or whatever, but girl, not that dog bone, honey. You paying her dust eating your salad a few episodes back was more, I don't know, it had more sting to it than you just throwing out this bone, child. Marlo was just hoping that this speech would get Kenya to open up and apologize, but it ain't working. Because the thing is, besides y'all at odds, the trip was all right. There was nothing wrong with the trip. You allowed Kenya to completely unravel your entire trip. One person should not have that much power over you and what you got going on. So that tells me that you're allowing Kenya, you know, to control your emotions. So Sheree gonna say when Drew brought out that bone, did she really bring Ralph's dildo? Sheree, please stop. Because you were just taking pictures in front of a jail cell. Girl, goodbye. Moving forward. So then Candy gonna say, is she really bringing bones from her house? And did. So Fatum gonna say, what is that? That's all you got? So then Marlo tells the girls, look, see this right here? It's obvious that we don't get along. I just want to be happy. This was all about Marlo. So I called for some cars and I want everybody to leave. When I tell y'all the look on their faces when Marlo said, I just want everybody to leave, baby. Honey, Drew stopped mid-chomp, honey, because she was chomping down on that salad. She got right to that cucumber. Yeah, you got to go home. You got to get the hell out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. I would never, do y'all hear me? I would never go another place Marlo invited me. She's like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So Monyetta goes, you cutting the trip short? Well, honey, it looks like. So she was like, what's fun about the trip? I didn't get the support I wanted. Marlo, please, it's the first day. You mean you didn't get to talk to Kenya like you wanted? Because everyone else was supporting you. You kicked everybody out because you didn't get what you wanted out of Kenya. Point blank and the period. She's like, yeah, you know, someone else came and it was all about them. It was no longer about me. So I didn't get that support system. So basically, even though y'all were here to support Marlo, she feels like when Kenya came, it turned into the Kenya show. And she hates for it to be the Kenya show. So now y'all got to go. Marlo has always had an issue with being ignored, though. So I knew that was not going to go over well. Because if y'all remember, season 10, when she tried to talk to Portia, when they went to Eva and Candy's Halloween birthday party, and she tried to talk to Portia and she said no, and she chased her around the party. And this is not new. Marlo doesn't like rejection. So it's really funny to me the way that she behaves, because if you don't like rejection, why do you behave this way? Child. So all the heifers call a car, honey. They trying to find a way home. Trip over. And that was the end of the episode. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought this episode was crazy. And Fatum, please go. And please don't come back, honey. But that was a cute outfit you had on. But please don't come back, child. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.